Hello again, gents. Welcome back to another edition of the Manliness Venture, and in today's episode, we're going to be making one of my all-time favorite recipes. And yes, I did say baking. I know, men don't usually bake. That's usually more for the ladies. But this recipe, one of the main ingredients is whey protein. Now, you don't have to get this particular one. You can get anything. I've used the chocolate stuff that you can buy at Costco. Either way, it's gonna turn out great and it's gonna be protein packed. So if you got a sweet tooth, try this out. All right, ingredients. What are you gonna need? Well, obviously whey, duh, I already said that. 3 eggs, a little bit of salt, some maple syrup, 2 overripe bananas, some chocolate morsels. I just got semi-sweet stuff that my wife uses for cookies. This is gonna be the only weird ingredient. It's oat flour. You could definitely buy some at the store. I had some oats, so I just ground mine. And then the last ingredient is gonna be flour. First off, gotta preheat the oven, make sure there's nothing in there. And we are preheating to 340. For whatever reason, this recipe is in Celsius, but 340 is the conversion. I also have this scale here because the recipe is in grams, which is actually more accurate and really satisfies my engineering mind. But I realize that not everybody has a kitchen scale, especially if you're a single dude. So I'm gonna try my best to convert it to actual measurements. Or you can buy one of these and start making better food, and definitely better coffee. First off, you're gonna mix all the dry ingredients, so here we go. Three-quarters of a cup of oat flour, or 80 grams. One of the reasons I looked this up was that I really wanted something chocolatey, kind of have a sweet tooth, but I still wanted to be getting more protein in. And funny enough, I did not look this up for the overripe bananas, which is probably what most people would do. And you may not know this, but with the flour, it might be a little weird because there's definitely a difference between packed flour and weighted flour, but we'll do our best here. So you're supposed to use 60 grams of flour, and I believe that's gonna be around a half a cup. Zero out the scale. Oh, maybe a little less. I would say that was probably equivalent to a heaping quarter cup. Now for the leading man, 60 grams of protein. According to this, it's a little less than 2 scoops, so we're gonna give it 2 scoops. Extra gains. So I've done this with chocolate whey before, and this is chocolate peanut butter, which is gonna give it just that little taste of peanut butter. Oh, lovely. One, that was 40 grams, so I should probably tone it down a bit. Screw it. Extra protein it is. That was 80 grams of protein. We'll see how this turns out. Great protein. It's super clean too. My wife has some issues if she just has their normal whey stuff that I get, but this doesn't give her any issues at all. So obviously it's good stuff. Definitely recommend you pick it up. All right, so half a teaspoon of salt. What else? Is there anything that I'm forgetting? Let's double check the recipe. Always a good idea. Sure enough, I was forgetting something. Baking soda. Make sure you grab that.
A few moments later.
Wow, there, I also remember you coconut oil. Forgot to get that out too. All right, 1 teaspoon baking soda. Sometimes this stuff gets clumped up, so I try to not to get any chunks in it. Okay. All the dry ingredients are in. Now we whisk.
You're saying it weird. Saying what weird?
Everything's mixed up. I probably should have ground my oat flour a little bit more, but my kids are sleeping and I didn't want to wake them up. Let's take this and show you what it looks like. Some of you might be thinking this might be too much for you, but it's really easy and I guarantee you can man up and do this. Never did I think I was gonna say man up and bake before. But seriously, this is good stuff. And if you don't wanna do this yourself, you can probably get your girlfriend or your wife or your mom to do this for you. Go ask your mommy.
12 seconds later.
Now we put in the wet ingredients and the secret weapon, pure vanilla.
Fragrance for men.
Gonna start with the eggs. Don't need this anymore. Only add shells if you need more calcium. There we go. 3 eggs. 4 tablespoons of this. 1, 2, 3. What comes after 3? 4. Gonna melt some coconut oil to throw in there. This is just great for coffee or a late night snack. Or eat a whole one for breakfast. Okay, I don't know about eating a whole one, but I'll do some calculation and put the calories on the screen right now so you can know how much this is gonna be. 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. And then I'm gonna whisk this. All right, that's melted. Oven's preheated. Let's whisk this real quick. You can put it in a mixer if you got one. You got a switch hit, make sure you stay symmetrical. That was probably more sexual than I intended. All right, like I said, overripe bananas, throw them in there and then crush them. 2 in there. Now you're just gonna crush it. Fantastic way too to switch up your consumption of whey, or just protein in general. I mean, I'll never get tired of a steak, but variety is the spice of life. Unless it's women, then you probably just want to stick to the one you're married to. Get those forearm veins popping. Gotta look symmetric. Let's add the coconut oil now. Stir. Wet ingredients are ready. Cocoa powder. It was out here to the side and I almost forgot this. 3 tablespoons. I'm gonna do 2 since I did more protein. So, never mind, 2 tablespoons. Whisk. Just make sure it's all mixed in there. Now what you're gonna do is slowly add this to this. Get all that goodness in there. Oh yeah, this is looking pretty good. All looks mixed in properly. Throw in, really this is to taste, but I'll throw in like a couple handfuls. That's good. You can save some to put on top. I don't like to do that, but it does enhance the presentation, if you will. Okay, now we put it to bake. Where is the baking stuff? So I'm gonna use one of these loaf pans, but I suppose you could probably do it in a brownie pan if you don't have something like this. But if you do, go with this one to keep the banana bread feel. So even though our pan is non-stick, I decided that I'm gonna just put a little bit of butter on there just to be safe. I've had enough things get stuck. Nothing crazy, just rub a little bit of butter on there. I'm gonna pour the mixture on here. Oh yeah. All right, oven's preheated and in she goes. About 40 minutes. Looking pretty good, looking pretty good. All right, so this thing's been in there for like 35 minutes. I like to go a little early just to make sure we're not burning it. Stick it in the middle. And if it comes out, oh, still has to cook some more. Okay, let's check it out now. 40 minutes. Moment of truth. Yeah, it's clean. So I'm gonna leave it for 5 minutes, put it in a cooling rack, and then cut it up and show you guys what it looks like. If you're having trouble getting it to separate from the pan, you can do one of these moves, where you kind of squeeze in the outsides with something nylon like this or plastic. Oh, and there it came. All right, here we go. I've let it cool for just a little bit longer, so here we go, moment of truth. Find you a nice bread knife, it's worth it. Oh, it's still warm. Oh yeah, my girl's gonna love this. All right, let's get a little more intimate for the trial. You'd never be able to tell that this has got like 10, 15 grams of protein in there, seriously. Give this a try. It's so good. What do you think? Good? Good? So it was pretty easy. Go ahead and give bacon a try, and until next time, make sure that you act like a man.
Let's get scratching.